I'm seeing this a lot, and it seems to really help with task flows in Cursor. So we are going to set this up to use it on stream today and see how well it works. I think it works for Cursor. It also works for Cloud Code. There's a little demo here that we'll check out. I'm gonna ping my Discord chat so everyone is. Let's see. So I did wake up late. We did a 3-hour stream today. Heavily enhance our vibe coding workflow. Okay, let's see this. So, Taskmaster AI, Taskmaster demo. See Taskmaster in action. Well, I'm so tiny. That should be better. Okay. This demo shows how Taskmaster AI helps you break down complex projects into manageable tasks. You'll see project initialization, PRD parsing to generate tasks, task listing with dependencies, complexity analysis to identify challenging tasks, breaking down complex tasks into subtasks. Ooh. Let's go. What's up, Shaq? What's up? How you doing, my boy? Getting the next logical task to work on. Start demo. The demo shows how Taskmaster AI helps break down a complex project into manageable tasks with clear dependencies. Watch it. Oh, as it analyzes their PRD, identifies complex tasks, and creates a structured workflow for your AI agent to follow. So first, it initial. Whoa, it's kind of cool. Create a subtask. Oh, I like this. So one of the biggest things when it comes to coding and working with AI is a lot of the times you might have a task that is very large and very big, and that introduces complexity for the AI systems to actually successfully do the task. So I recommend breaking down large tasks into smaller tasks, into potentially even smaller tasks. It looks like Taskmaster does that automatically based on your code base, which looks really cool. And then it tells the IDE how to do it. Okay, so how do we set this up? We set this up by, let's see, we're cooking. I just install it and go back on Taskmaster. Install instructions. So global installation is this npm install right here. So I'm gonna just copy, install. Is it invite only? No, you could just here. Check this out. Taskmaster. It's just that site. You just copy and paste that. And then installed. So let's try initializing. Ooh. Add shell aliases for Taskmaster. Type. This lets you type TM instead of Taskmaster. Sure. You want to continue with these settings? Yes. I could change the model, custom open router model, Olama model. How do you set up open router? Oh, it uses perplexity. Select the fallback model. ChatGPT for 2.5 Pro flash preview. Oh no, I fucked up my setup. TM init. TM init. Okay, Taskmaster init. So we good. Add shell. Do you want to continue with these settings? Yes. No change to the current, I guess. Okay, no change. I mean, ideally, I want to use Claude 4 Sonnet for this. Is Claude 4 Sonnet in here? Oh, it is. Okay. Yes, Claude Sonnet 4. It's like the research model. So it looks like it uses perplexity to do research. So we'll keep that. Fallback 3.5 Sonnet. Sure. Add API keys to env, which is inside the cursor MCP JSON. All right, let's try this. Let's see how this works. Let's see how this works. What's up, Magic Man? So, okay, we copy this. It's using. Oh my God, that's a good guy. That's a great catch. Give me one sec. Thank you. Yeah, I should sound a lot clearer and a lot better. Yeah. Thanks for catching that off rip. I was about to do this whole stream with some dank ass mic. So I mean, okay. So we copy this. I actually don't think I can show this on stream because I have like some private MCP keys. But if you go to cursor and we go to MCP tools, where's the config? Okay. So I could just add all these keys here. I'll show you guys this. So in cursor, when you are editing, what's up, Rake? So in cursor, when you're editing MCPs, you add the EMVs directly to the MCP JSON in cursor. I want to use my open router key, and then I want to use, so add my perplexity key, and then add my open router key. Man, I've or build anything for this hackathon yet. Just build some, bro. I think you get cool stuff even if you just submit. So I'm gonna get my open router key and my perplexity key real quick. So let's go to open router. This is my perplexity key. And then this is my open router key that you guys don't get to see. Creates API key. Let's call this Taskmaster MCP. It's at $20 of credits. And add that into here. Anthropic, no, perplexity, and open router. That should be good enough for the two models I want to work with. Okay, so we have that. Oh, y'all didn't see none. Instruct AI to tickle an idea out of you to build some solid MCP. Tickle is a very interesting word to say in this situation. Let me try that. Let's go to Claude. I'm trying to build something for a hackathon. Can you tickle an idea out of me? Tickle is such an interesting term for this. And I wanted to TM Taskmaster help. So what settings do we have access to? We have set up models, parse PRD, create project. Let's set up models. Taskmaster models setup. Configuration file. Damn, okay, relax. Taskmaster models setup. Taskmaster init. Taskmaster init. Initializing project. Do you want to continue with these settings? Yes, I would like to use a custom open router model. I would like to use the current model, and I'd like to fall back to a custom open router model. So the open router model ID I would like to use for the main role is going to be Claude 4 Sonnet. Bro just said giggle hee. Giggle giggle. Wait, what's my chat not showing? Oh, so I hit it. There you go. You guys are right there. Hello. Oh. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the model ID. So we want to use Claude 4 Sonnet. Paste that in. We want our fallback to be Claude 3.7 Sonnet, and that should work. So I added it to the MCP file. Discuss your idea with AI. Okay, so in the last stream, yes, enable this MCP server. In the last stream, there were two things we worked on. We had, if I go to my dev and we go to story engine, I'll pull this up. Look at all these files. This is a graveyard of projects I've been working on. But in Story Engine, we have 2 things that we wanted to test. So we had Claude, when we ran up the 9 different Claude code instances, rewrite the character module and the Story Engine location map. So I wonder if I could copy my env from here, so I could just paste it in there and not get yelled at. Do I not have a .env? Definitely have a .env. Yeah, there's a .env right here. And it's located at root. So why does my .env not show? In here. Am I blind? Is it hidden? I'm not trying to leak it. Bro, the amount of env keys I've leaked on this stream is atrocious. It's a can't find .env on Mac. Is it hidden? Command Shift plus. Command Shift. Command Shift period. Command Shift period. There you go. Okay. So let's copy this env and let's paste it in here into the location module, into the character module, and then location module. So I want to open up cd dev cd story engine character module. So let's take a look at the character. We could always change, that is very true. We could always change the envs later. Let's take a look at how this works off rip. By the way, this is my favorite trick. I love my terminal being under my chat. So if you guys want to set that up, when you open cursor, you have a new terminal on the bottom here, and you have a new chat on the editor here. First, you want to make sure you open any random file. So I'm going to just open up like something from the new character service, right? And then you could click the 3 dots on the top right. You could click open as editor. And then down here on the terminal, click the plus so you create a new terminal instance and drag this to the bottom here. Boom, now you got the AI chat and your terminals stacked on top of each other in a very sexy way. So at least this is my personal favorite. You could also, if you click on chat on the top, hit Command T to open 3 instances. I think you could only open 3 max. And then you could lock this. And boom, now you got 3 cursor agents you can run at the same time with your terminal down here, and it makes working in cursor a much more pleasant experience. So I just npm run dev. Did it just load the character module off rip? Oh my god, it did. It just worked flawlessly in 1 turn. I didn't even try it yet. That's pretty pog and GL, right? But the front end, did it write docs for the character module? It did write docs. So we could create characters. We could enhance a character. We have character queries. We could move hold on. Let's see the super base migrations for this real quick. So we have create characters, and then why do you have 2 create characters? I guess we'll do this first. Let's go to our super base. This looks pretty sick. So it seems like characters could be in a location, in a map, so it makes generating the story make more sense, right? It wouldn't make sense for a character to just spawn in one place and then affect the story of another region if they're not even involved in it. So let's go ahead and add these. So that works. What about this? What does this do? Why are there 2? That's my biggest concern. Which one should I have added? I guess I could always ask. So overall, I wanna write up, because Claude Code did code, but I don't really know exactly what it did, right? So there's a really neat feature in Cursor. Check this out, where I'm currently initialized to my Story Engine repo. If I at git branch, then this is going to load up the current differences between my main branch and the current workplace I have in here. And then wait, do our tests work? NPM. Oh my god, I made flawless test 2. That's fucking insane. That's actually crazy. 160 tests passed and made tests for the entire character service for us. Damn. Oh god. So I could ask Sonnet 4, we just made a new character module. Please explain how this works and finish writing the docs. Similar to factions. Similar to the docs from factions. So I want to know in depth how this works. Also, we have 2 Superbase migration scripts. And I'm not sure which to use. So in the meantime, we have another code base that we worked. Oh, what's up, Out? That's word. Good to see you again. How have you been, my boy? So we also have cd. We also have a location map generator. CD story engine. Yo, if these 2 features work back to back, that would actually be insane. So how does this work? Modules, world map, design. The world map generator extends the locations module to provide a dynamic procedurally generated terrain map. Does it update our front? It doesn't update our front end. We have a world map component now. Well, let's really go on the front end. I don't know why. I don't know why I added it in here. In this Discord, what's the best platform to vibe code a SU first platform on? I would check out Replit. Also, you can join the Discord here. Oh, that works. Hell yeah. So you can check out all the links right here. So at Git. So I'm going to do the same thing. Explain the location module and the differences. Also, we have src components / world map. However, that should be in front end. Don't make any changes now, but I'm just confused as to why it's there. So we have 2 instances working at the same time right now. I'm not trying to get too crazy with the different instances or I'm going to lose my mind and lose my focus. But if I take, go to the bottom here. Okay. So we take this, see what's up. We have story engine. Okay, story engine. Wait, no, it wasn't this one. So that's the correct one. So I used the wrong migration. And then I was going to make us the docs. Very useful, very cool. So this is the right migration. So let me delete my old. What is it? Characters and character relations? Okay. Deletes. Faction relations, factions, locations, world RE speeds, world events, worlds. So if we add this SQL schema, that works. We get characters, which are linked to world ID, which are linked to location ID, which are linked to faction ID. Description, background, personality traits, motivations, relationships. Ooh. Memories, tags. Okay. It's an interesting table. I like that table. I don't hate that table at all. I like that it's linked to everything. Character role, protagonist, antagonist, supporting, or background. Ooh. Wait, we're getting deep. We're getting mad deep. All these tests pass. What about this? What about your tests? These tests fail. What is all of this saying? This is all saying, based on my analysis of the code base, here's a comprehensive explanation of the location module and world module preferences. Location module is a new module that manages individual locations as narrative entities. Now we know how the location module works. What's the world? Procedural map generation and terrain visualization. I'm gonna block that motherfucker. Creates detailed height maps. Oh, we get height maps. We get rivers, biomes, based off the location of the map. Whoa. So it should be SRC. What happened to TwitchBot? It works, but I needed to make a new account for that, and I got too lazy, so we're scrapping that to the side. But we will make a TwitchBot for a later stream. Okay, check this out. So, components should go here. SRC front end components. SRC front end components. And then we just gotta fix the imports for all of that. The React components and in components world map are front end and should be moved to the front end. Backend modules are there. Front end code is there. Branch differences summary. The feature roadmap branch adds roadmap module React UI. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Opus. Now I want to try the Taskmaster PRD thing. So I'm gonna say, it's not like migrations we use either, right? So I'm gonna npm run test. And then I'm gonna show that number one, we have 3 tests fail. Number 2, I need to incorporate the front end, or I need to incorporate the world map components into our front end based on the world it's being generated in, right? And then, I mean, all this seems to work. Hold on, let me lock this. No errors. 7 errors. 7 errors. Location. Import type location. I mean, it would just be this one, no? Look at all these to-dos. He got lazy. He didn't make no world map. He just got lazy. Well, he got almost lazy. No. These look like they work, though. I need to incorporate the world map components that front based on the world's being generated in. In terms of the world map itself, the world map itself has messed up imports. And we need to fix all the imports. The world map itself has messed up imports. And then which one has all the to-dos? The location placer has the to-dos? No? Boundary generator? So boundary generator has a bunch of to-dos. So the world map should take our location based on our X and our Y, right? Did it make a whole AI module for the world map? It's really messy. I don't know if I kind of want I kind of want to check it out. I kind of want to fix it just to see how it works. Can you take a look at all of the problems and create one giant PRD to fix it? Targeting exact files. So one thing I like doing is I like asking AI to make a PRD after giving it. Can O3 do that for us? I hit my Opus 4 rate limit, I guess. So one thing I like doing is I like asking AI models to make a PRD of something. Now, I don't usually try to do all of this at once, and honestly, the location module is very messy, so I might just scrap it. But I want to try how good. I want to see how good Taskmaster is. So I want to use Taskmaster. Taskmaster. Wait, how does Taskmaster work? So I want to see if Taskmaster could help like break down this entire thing as a first initial test. But I also changed my mind. I don't feel like doing all this complicated work for the location map. But the character service seems to work fantastic. Yeah, 2 errors here. It's not that big of a deal. Everything else seems to work fantastic. Look at this complicated ass schema that is just nailed, bro. We got our schemas, we got our ports for the API, we got our events. We have all of these different AI prompts that it just made with XML. It adds existing relations characters with XML. It's kind of crazy, bro. Trade does not exist on side strings, but yo, these prompts. Hold on. Guys. Look at how good it made these prompts, though. It uses XMLs, it uses memories as world events. These are really, and it made a lot. And it made the tools really good. Is that how good I am at AI? Ugh. No, I didn't make any of these prompts. Bro, every single prompt in this code base is generated by Claude Code. Claude Code is really good at making AI prompts, by the way. The fact that it was able to understand how to use like XML to evaluate these and have like all these errors are so minor. They're all so minor. It's crazy. You skip the test. You don't gotta worry about the test. You go to these. I guess we just gotta give it like a sweep to make sure these work nicely, yeah. But beyond that, I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed by the work that Claude Code did here. Okay, let's look into how the character module works now. What command are you trying to generate? No, cancel. Okay, so the character module provides the living, breathing inhabitants of the story engine worlds. Characters are dynamic entities that evolve, form relationships, and react to unfolding narratives. Full screen this. Creating emergent storytelling opportunities. Core concepts, character entity. Each character is defined by an identity, by a personality, by status, by affiliations, by relationships, and by history. The character world story interaction. This is the juicy part. This is the part that I care about. Characters have a deep, bi-directional relationship with the world story, providing both context and reacting to narrative developments. How characters provide context to the world story. Characters enrich the narrative by providing a rich cast. So I almost fucked up my green screen. By providing a rich cast of personalities and relations for the AI to draw upon. Characters can be automatically generated when factions are created or when specific story beats require new personalities. The generate NPC for beat procedure generates contextually appropriate characters. So characters could just spawn and become a part of the story. I love that. Character actions and status changes are primary sources of world event log deaths. Deaths, resurrections, oh, they could get resurrected. Faction changes and major relationship shifts all contribute to the narrative pool. The web of character relationships provides social context for story generation. A character's death has different narrative weight depending on their connections. Oh. Characters populate locations, making them feel alive. The system tracks both home and current locations. Okay. Characters are designed to respond dynamically to this evolving narrative through several mechanisms. So when a world beat is created, characters can be automatically relocated, have their status change, or form new relationships based on narrative content. This is a lot of shit I have to test. I just realized that, but this is really cool at the same time. When story beats introduce new scenarios, the system can automatically spawn appropriate NPCs using generate NPCs for beat. Faction integration. Characters react to faction status changes through the change faction system, creating realistic political upheaval scenarios. Okay, it's a good overview. So now we have the narrative of character roles. So you got major, protagonists, and key antagonists who drive the narrative. Their narrative impact create transformative or major impact world events. They receive the most detailed personality, evolution, and enrichment because they get AI priority. It's crazy. Yo, I don't know if all of this works. It seems like it does. I don't know how complicated this system is, but I think because of my existing, now ignore all this red, right? Let's pretend this red doesn't exist because it's no big deal. There's just TypeScript errors. But let's assume that these complicated ass prompts actually work fantastically well. That would be a result of taking our existing modules, creating and ensuring we have a good structure on the side here, yeah? And then just... This is really complicated. If Claude Code nailed this, I'm gonna cry. So, one of the first things I want to do is push to GitHub. So let's git add dot git commit because this is git branch v, yeah, feature character module. Okay, so git commit git add dot git commit m created location module. So let's save that to our current branch before we make any changes. Especially because number one, most impressive thing, despite the errors, is one, this shit runs, bro. It runs and it loads the character module and it has all of the endpoints and the post calls. That's wild. However, does it only have post calls? No, it has get calls. All the other work works in the database. Also, I think in our shared... Oh, maybe we don't. So there's a lot of to-dos, but we can nail all these to-dos very easily because of how we set up this code base. Second, so it ran. Second, it made tests that work very, very well. So there's a test prompt here, and it tests the prompts. Mocks the character data. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. This was a one-shot by Claude Code, by the way. This whole module and everything we're going over was one shot by Claude Code. Specifically, Claude Opus 4. Now, we did do the high-level design with O3 and Opus, but the fact it still did this in one shot is mind-blowing. So now it's time to actually find the bugs so we can implement this character module. So I'm going to take my character module here. I'm going to take my front end. Character module, front end. And yeah, let's test it. So I want to say implement our new character module into the front end. That's really all I could say. I don't really have any other prompt there. Now there's one thing I want to do is to test the power of O3 Pro. What's up, Dez? It's my boy. So one thing I do want to test is O3 Pro recently came out and it's really good. First off, how big is my code base? I know it's not this fat. I don't need the tests. I need the migrations. I cannot. Something is making it really fat when it doesn't need to be this fat. Trust me. It's the documents. The docs are kind of important though. Maybe the rules. Cursor rules, Claude. How do you manage so many API calls? I never understood how you connect one answer from one module to another API to make beats. Are you using Express to manage it? So the core functionality of the code base is we have an event bus container, right? So what this event bus container does is every single module, right? The world module, the location module, the faction module, the character module, all connect to one shared event bus. So what happens is when the world module creates a world, that emits an event saying, hey, I just created a new world. Now, all these different modules, the location module, the faction module, the character module, are listening to the event bus and are waiting for these different pings. So when the world module goes, hey, I just created a new world, the location module and the faction module go, actually, no, so I think it works first. I think location module goes off. So location is listening to the world events. So anytime the world creates a new world, or anytime we create a new world, it pings the location module, or more so, the location module sees the event being emitted by the event bus and listens to it and reacts accordingly. The location module goes, oh, cool, a new world was just made. I'm going to generate new locations for it. Then the faction module gets pinged. Oh, cool, we got new locations. Now it's my turn. I'm going to go and create different world. I'm going to go and create different factions. Now, we have to test is the character module going, okay, I saw the worlds were created, we saw locations, we saw factions. Now I'm going to activate, because I was listening for these different events. And now that worlds are created, locations are created, and the factions are created, I'm going to go and start generating all these different characters. Now when it comes to reacting with the story, every single module listens to a beat gen. So I created a golden rule architecture style that makes the fundamental design of the story engine very easy to follow, because I know the system is going to get increasingly complex. So I wanted to make the system, at least the core functionality of the system, simple, so that complexity could arise from the simplicity of the code base. So this is it. This is the golden rule. The golden rule is that every single action in the game creates a world event. Beats get generated based on the world events. World events could be things such as a location was just destroyed, Shaq just nuked an entire goblin town, someone discovered an ancient hidden spider boss and failed to kill it and released it upon the world. A character has died in the game, some players had insane thing, right? Any action in the world gets saved as a world event. Now what the world system and what the story system do is they just pay attention to all of the world events. And when we want to progress the beat, when we want to progress the story, the AI system managing the story takes all of the events that currently exist and use that to generate the next beat. Now this is the most important part. When a new beat is generated, every single module, right? The character module, the factions module, the locations module, and the worlds module listen to the event new beat created. When a new beat is created, it sees the new story beat, and everything reacts in a chain reaction individually based on the new story. And that's pretty much it. And just from that, we could have a very simple architecture where it's like locations just listen to the story, or like every module listens to the story, but it allows increasingly complex things to happen. I hope that made sense, because that's how I made sense of this. But by creating this like rule at the beginning, the AI systems that build, it is a lot. It didn't seem like a lot at first, but that's why we created. Well, that's why we created the golden rule. The whole point of this golden rule. I'm like reading this book. Where's my book at? Hold on. I found my book. So, I'm reading this book right now called Alien Information Theory. It's a story about, it's a book about DMT. But what's so interesting about the book is I haven't even gotten to the DMT part yet. What this whole book is breaking down, and it has been very important to my AI research and my universe research, is that despite how complex our universe works, the base rules of the universe is very simple. And it's how computers work. 0 is energy does not go through, and 1 is energy goes through. Our entire universe composes of atomic elements and subatomic particles, like electrons, protons, neutrons, and all of those follow. I think you brought this book in your second. Yes, this is this book is so insightful. But the building blocks of our current universe is protons, neutrons, electrons, atoms, right? But atoms themselves follow very simple rules. They all have one specific role that they follow. But when you combine these different particles together, who each have their different rules, they create different interactions. Now we have chemicals, and now we have elements. And now these elements themselves, from the existing rules, have more complex interactions based off these simple rules. But these very complex interactions then combine together, and now we start having our physical universe. Now we start having orange juice that I could drink. That's good orange juice. Damn, that's good orange juice. Anyways, I don't want to like verbosely like over explain it, but the whole point of the book that I'm understanding is that by creating very simple rules, it allows complex emergent events to happen. So I took that design and that architecture and I added it to the story module, because while yes, it is very complex, the base rules are very simple. So that should make designing this a lot easier. So if we check our character module, we now have the characters page would list all the characters in a row. So one thing I want to do, I guess let's test it first. I can't really like go into more explanations about testing this raw. Pause, npm run dev. Let's open the server and see what's up. Okay, so we have a story engine dashboard. I'm gonna hide chat for now. We have our story engine dashboard, very simple, very sleek, very clean. Go to the story world. So I'm gonna create a new world. Let's call this, I guess just the default, a digital universe, a bunch of AI. The physical universe got wiped, and all that is left is a digital universe that AI runs. All right, so let's create this new world. Now, what happened when I created this world, in our logs on the bottom right here, oh, the faction bug is still in here. Okay, so it kind of crashed at this point. But this is a bug I already fixed. How do I bring in the fucking matrix? Yeah, literally. How do I bring in the... Search this up. Okay. So my problem is that I fixed my character module in the main story engine branch. At least I should have. Hold on. Let me add Taskmaster. Taskmaster. What the hell is Ru? .ru. Let's keep our cursor rules in here. Why did it just make? Who made these new? Oh, Taskmaster made all these rules. Oh, these are complicated. I don't want to have all of this like mess with my code base right now. I'm gonna delete these. Hold on. Like we'll keep dot cursor, dot quad, dot Ru mode. Like why do I have a windsurf rules in here, bro? Oh, Ru is a code base thing that I'm not even using, so let's delete these. Let's worry about that later. Okay. So I fixed the location module bug in this code base. And we also made it so that story engine now feeds faction context into world scale AI calls. New arcs and beats are generated with full awareness of the political landscape. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna test our working version. So in this portion of the code base, all right, if I create a new world, Then, okay, these factions were successfully created. We got 2 factions created. The locations should be getting generated. You can see that we have 2 factions, right? Oh, we got 3 factions in this one. Well, we'll worry about the Taskmaster stuff later. I want to make sure this works first. So we got 3 factions. We got the Verdant Custodians, the Iron Dominion, and the Nexus Collective. However, these factions don't seem to be tied to a world right now. So locations are actively getting generated. I do have to change it so locations generate like 1 by 1 instead of all at once. Okay, see, so now we got these locations. I believe right now, if you go to the dashboard, and go to the story engine, so these currently don't have a home location ID. So it's kind of up to the world to generate. So, okay, we created a new world. Because we created a new world, the world module, or the location module knew, okay, I'm going to start making locations. The faction module knew, okay, I'm going to start creating factions. If I click create new arc, it's going to create a new arc. And if we check our open pipe, logs, right. I was just looking at something. Okay. If we check our story engine logs, we can see the arc was created. So we got a beat created, an arc was created. So see this. So this generated faction, generate faction, generate faction, generate world arc anchors. This generates the world map. So the world map, and we have the functions. Now we have the world arc. So this is our current arc overview. So B0, B7, B14. You see that the current world locations are used in generating a story. And the current world factions are also used in generating the world story. So this is good. And we got the story input seed. Now the biggest pro, so I'm gonna just start writing down these 2 do things that I want to track. Is let's consider the characters module done. So worlds, locations, factions, character. It's not an overall one. So one thing is actually locations. Locations should be genned 1 by 1. First by region. Then landmarks. First by region. Then wilderness. Then landmarks. Cities, dungeons, act. So the main problem is that when we create a world, the world needs to activate. So I think locations need to be made first, and then factions need to be made first so that factions could claim locations when they're already made. So I'm gonna write this down. New world generation flow. New world created. Right? 1 is a new world is created. 2 is locations in the world are created. 3 is factions are created. 3 factions are created based on factions are created after locations, so factions can own locations. 4 characters are created after factions, so characters can be associated to factions and locations. And then 5 on, so I guess it were like this. So, and then 5 on initial arc generation. So yeah, on initial arc generation, characters are created after factions, so characters can be associated with factions locations. On initial arc generation, we use the info of generated locations, factions, characters to create the story. And then, when progressing, and then the general flow is all actions are added to the world events log. Then beats progress based on the actions added to the world events log. 5, when a beat progresses, locations, factions, and characters all individually react. Alright, maybe it shouldn't be individual. Maybe it should be... Ooh, it's a tricky one. Because I'm thinking they all react to the beat. No. They all react to the beat. Yeah. The golden rule still applies. When a beat progresses, locations, factions, and characters all individually react to the new beat generation. So this is the new world generation flow, right? And then beat progression flow is all actions are added to the world events log. Beat progresses based on actions added to the world events log. When a beat progresses, locations, factions, characters all individually react to any beat. Because let's say that, boom, a character dies. That's a world event. The story progresses based on a character's death. Now locations goes, okay, well nothing really happened, so all the locations stay the same. Factions go, oh fuck, my leader just died. We are losing power, so that module updates. And then the characters react to the person dying based on the story beat. I think the AI is smart enough to handle all this for us. You would be surprised what AI is capable of, so we'll keep it at that. So this should be the world generation flow. This is the beat progression flow. So okay, right now it's good. So locations in the world are created. After locations, then factions get made. After factions get made, then characters get made. So that's going to be the flow. But this is all good for now. So we're going to save that because the way our current code base works is beautiful. Beautiful and perfect. So I'm just going to write here. So I'm going to add our gits branch. Because we have a lot of changes, I'm going to ask make a commit and push our changes. And then one other thing I want to search up. So let's wait for this to push. This is looking mighty fine, mighty good. And then we could make like a, I think what I make on Bolt is we'll make the UI for interacting with all of this and like a user system or whatever. But then I want to create an experience where we have 11 labs take us through a D&D experience based on the story engine. So I'm trying to think very simple. There's a jar, online jar. Okay, this will do. This will work. How do I clear graph paper? Okay. Use Excalidraw. How do I? Okay. Excalidraw it is. So look. Where'd my pencil go? How do I make this boy thick? Oh, this will do. So right now, we have the text. We have the story engine SDK. right? And then based off this flow that we just wrote down in the to-do, oops. So a world gets generated. Oh, this is nice. Wait, I like this. And then beat progression flow. This is story engine SDK. This is how it works. Alright, we'll keep it clean. Wait, how to use rectangles? Ah. The hackathon. Hold on. Alright, so this is story engine SDK. This is how it works so far. So new world generation flow. New worlds created. Locations of the world are created. Factions are created. You can use dotted lines. I'll keep the stroke for now. We'll make these boys thick too. I like them thick. All right, so we have the story engine SDK, and that is currently what we're working on. Hold on. All right, so that's like the cloud server thingy. And then in the SDK, all we really do, and then on the side right here, we should have AI Game Master experience, right? And the whole UX of this should be quite simple. User talks to Game Master, right? User talks to Game Master. Oh, this is nice, actually. It's pretty easy to, I'm getting the hang of Excalidrop. I've never used Excalidrop before. So this is the AI Game Master experience. User talks to the Game Master. Yes. User talks to Game Master. Game Master narrates story. Right? Game Master narrates story. Brian, if you go on my Twitch, you can type in project and see what I'm working on. You can duplicate elements together. Ooh. You see right here, this is what we're working on right now. This little bit of info on the top. All right, so user talks to Game Master. Game Master narrates story, right? It really only works on Twitch. So as the Game Master narrates the story, can I make like a, how do I curve? How do I add curvature to this? I want to give him curves. This isn't curvy. I guess that counts. So AI Game Master experience. User talks to Game Master. Game Master narrates the story. And then, right, this right here is user interacts. You can make whatever you want. User interacts with story. And then world actions. Has it already been an hour? World actions. World events get logged. And then these world events get logged into the story engine SDK. So we're tracking Game Master client tracks world events and sends it to the story engine SDK, right? And then, but over here, ooh, I like these. But then over here, the story engine provides a narrative. Story engine provides a narrative to the Game Master clients. That's it. That's the flow. So you have the story engine SDK where we can create a new world, we can create a new generation, as characters, all that shit. As beats progress, all actions are added to the world events log. Now in terms of the story engine, so once we generate a world, the world and the narrative and the story get presented to the Game Master client. The Game Master client is going to take the story and take the user on an adventure, going through that thing. As a user talks to the Game Master, and the Game Master narrates the story, and the user interacts with the story, world events get logged. As world events get logged, the Game Master client hits the story engine SDK to progress the story. As the story progresses, then story engine provides a narrative to the Game Master client. Simple. Yes. Yes, I like this. This green is ugly. But this is essentially the flow, yes? I just select multiple things at once. It is very simple. Simple to me. Story engine SDK. Yes. How do I'll make this arrow more even, if I could. Why is it not taking these two? Hello, you're also a part of this. Yes. There you go. Okay. Let's make you smaller. So this is also a great visual for just explaining it in general. Hello. There you go. That looks beautiful. All right. This is the flow we're working with. So the story engine SDK, I guess we should write this on the side of like what is story engine. All right, so story engine works like this. This is what story engine is. T. What is story engine? So I guess I could add that. Story engine is an AI narrative SDK. What is software development kit that makes every game tell a unique story? Instead of scripted quests and static NPCs, our engine generates dynamic narrative that respond to player actions in real time. Now, when we first generate a new world with the story engine, Theo used on his. No, I'm gonna start using Excalibur. You just put me the fuck on, bro. Making this was nice. This is beautiful. I have a whiteboard in the back of my green screen that I usually use, but this was really nice to work with, and I like how it makes it look drawn. So this is beautiful. So anyway, Story Engine is an AI narrative SDK that makes every game tell a unique story. Instead of scripted quests and static NPCs, our engine generates dynamic narratives that respond to player actions in real time. So Story engine provides the narrative to the game master client. New world generation flow. A new world is created, locations in the world are created, factions are created, characters are created, and then the arc of the story is created. Then this creation gets provided to the AI game master experience, which is a simple client. This is one example of many that it could be. In my case, I want an AI game master that narrates a D&D like experience to the player. Now, what's the D&D story or the lore? Cool, we take that from Story Engine. Story Engine then provides a narrative to the game master client. As the user talks to the game master narrates a real-time story based on the world arc. The user interacts with the story and world events get logged. Now, game master client tracks world events and sends it to the Story Engine SDK, I guess API. And sends it to the Story Engine API. Now, all actions are added to the world events log. Beats progress based on the actions added to the world events log. When a beat progresses, locations, factions, and characters all individually react to the new beat generation. That creates a new story for the game master to go and interact with. And in this loop, you have an infinite, self-evolving, dynamic storyline. That's beautiful. Now this is gorgeous. Could I do this? So you would like have this in the middle. And then like grab all this. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Shaq? And Excalibur. So that this is what we're working on. Now this is a beautiful North Star. Now, how do I save this? I guess I could send that in chat so you guys could look at that. Anyways, that makes me feel good. So I think what I'm going to build on Bolt is a game master experience. Now let's get into this. So we pushed our main story engine SDK to GitHub. So we have integrate factions into world generation and beat progression, add faction context to anchor generation, dynamic beat creation, create format faction context utility for AI prompt formatting, make banner color required field and faction generation schema, update world generation prompts to include current factions, integrate faction repository into world service and story AI service. Okay, cool. So that's fantastic. Now what I want to do is I want to go to my character module and I want to prompt saying we have some pushes we did to main that don't interact with the current module, with the current changes we have in this branch, but we need the latest changes from the main branch. How do we pull those into our current branch? The link's not working? Oh, here, let's try this. Why is it making it a comma? Hold on. Let's check this out. Why is there a comma in there? Copy link. I didn't add no comma. It's doing it itself. It's trolling me. Look, it made its own comma. Oh, okay. Try this. That should work. Let's screenshot this. Paste this. Story engine API flow. Am I even using SDK properly? What does SDK mean? Software development kit. Yes, the story engine SDK flow. Yes. This is good. This is yummy. This is scrumptious. Okay, Excalibur, great tool. I am going to use that later. For sure. I'll actually probably come back to it a lot. You know what? I'm actually going to keep it open. Excalibur.com. Just want to... I'll just save one, and then I want to make a new one. How do you make a new one? Actually, I'm kind of down to sign up to Excalibur and keep this because it's fire. Workspace name. Story. That's where you lost me. We'll keep this for now. This will be the full board. So there's a small conflict. Sure. I accept the changes. Now let's mark the conflict as resolved and keep the stage. So merge main into your feature branch. Yes, this is what I want to do. It saves locally. Ah, okay. I see. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Ah, the merge didn't break anything. Okay. So it seems like we should have access to the generation once again. So npm run dev. Okay, so now if you go back to the story engine and we make a the matrix, a digital universe, right? So we create a matrix world, locations and factions. Why did it not capture that I just made that? That is concerning. Ah, it's because I have two open. That's my mistake. Let's try this again. All right, okay, let's make the matrix a digital universe. Okay. Oh. AI called failed because of an invalid object type. But it created the faction successfully. Oh, it didn't even create. Or SDK crash. Okay. So it created the world, created the faction, and then it's going to start creating the locations. But we got AI call failed. So now we're going to go into debugging mode. And I think this is where we bring Taskmaster into the mix. So let's test Taskmaster out, right? Taskmaster just makes such complicated. I want to try it. Let's just try it. It could be really good. It could suck. It could change the game for me. Won't know until I try it. So let's bring Taskmaster into this. So there's one of my favorite YouTubers. His named AI Jason. And I know that he
tasks that created from Taskmaster. What we can do is we can do Taskmaster list. And this will show you the list.
So Taskmaster help. in this project, we could how do we start with Taskmaster? So just init the project, Taskmaster init. Yes. Yes. How do I set the default so I don't have to keep doing this open router model every time? Open router. Open router docs models. Claude 4 sonnets. Yes, drink your water, King. Custom open router model. No, hold on. I messed this up. Taskmaster init. Yes, initialize this. Do you want to continue with these settings? Yes. I want to use a custom open router model for main generation. I want a no change and then custom open router model. Custom open router model for the main role is this. Custom open router model for the backup is 3.7 sonnet. So there's a new update. So npm I run taskmaster latest. And then ask cursor agents to parse your PRD and generate initial tasks. All right. Let's try that. So discuss your idea with AI and ask for a PRD using example PRD.text. Where is this? Stop giving me windsurf rules. I don't know what Ru is, but it looks interesting, so I kind of want to keep it. What's up, Michael? What's up, Bunat? So, example PRD. Okay, let's take our entire character module. And this we're gonna have O3 do a lot of the work. So I'm gonna copy this. And then I'm gonna say, we need to fix all our character types and bugs. Please create me a PRD. Hi, Cindy. Wait, Cindy, come to Twitch chat. Hold on. Come to Twitch. I need you in Twitch. Please. I need you guys in Twitch. So, we need to fix all your character types and bugs. Please create me a PRD. Please create me a PRD to accomplish this. And we're gonna use O3. Now I'm gonna ping my entire module. I really just want my character module. And we'll keep it simple there. Yes, I need my gang. I need my gang in my Twitch chat. Let me fix my green screen. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Shit. That'll do for now. Okay. It is so making a PRD using, so Taskmaster says to first on the bottom right here to discuss your idea with AI and ask for a PRD using example PRD and save it to scripts in here. Save it to scripts. Save it to scripts /prd.text. Taskmaster seems to be working. Let's check it out. What's up, gang? We got the gang in the Twitch chat. Like, now you guys can see what I'm working on. Okay, so it's saving it to scripts.text. The next thing is to ask the cursor agent to parse your PRD and generate initial tasks. Then we ask cursor to analyze the complexity of tasks in PRD using research. And then just start it one by one. I would love to embed story engine in Puppetto. You may do that, my good sir. Because it is open source. Open sauce. Open sauce. All right. See how well this story engine. I mean, let's see how well this taskmaster thing goes. I'm very interested. So we have our prd.text in. Why is it talking about inventory? Field inventory? What is field inventory? Wait, unified character schema. Ticker module underpins narrative progression, type drift, and missing guards are causing Zod. Unified system, fight. I think inventory means something else in this case. Example, character v2 JSON, stack traces, migration. Implement schema, migration, repo alignment, update services, events, update tools, schemas. Okay. So we have a PRD. Now we have to ask cursor agent to parse your PRD and generate initial task. Now parse our PRD and generate initial task, please. And it should know to use the cursor tools. Yes, you may post the link in my chats. Absolutely. You can do whatever you want. So it's gonna parse this. Ask cursor to analyze the complexity of the task in your PRD using research. Ask cursor to expand all your tasks using the complexity analysis. Add new tasks anytime using the add task. This is taking so long. I'd be done by now if I just sent Cloud Code into. Why is it not working? Results, successfully parsed PRD and generated tasks. Oh, no, it did work. Ooh. Oh, this is so complicated. It's making so many. I mean, this could be interesting. I prefer my method better. I like my method better. I like my method way better. Terminal. So this is my method, right? So Taskmaster would take all of these tasks, right? It took our PRD and it's expanding this into all of these different things. Looks like a headache to me. That's just my initial feeling. So I'm gonna take. This is my strategy, right? So this is Butoshi's strategy on mass fixing bugs in mass very easily, right? I'm using Mac, so I take my logs, right? Because logs are very important. And then I'm going to take. First off, okay, actually, you know what? Taskmaster is annoying as shit. But you know what is good? I do like the way that Taskmaster breaks up these tasks. I think it's just faster if I do it my way. So yeah. Let's get rid of all this. This is a bit too extra, sorry. Sorry. But I see how it works, and that was very insightful. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our locations module. I'm going to take. Why do we still have a taskmaster in here? So I'm gonna take the docs. We have the locations. We have the designs. We don't need the designs. I think we just need the location. No, the character docs. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. That's why. Sorry, this is story engine character module folder. Okay. So we're gonna take our character docs, or AI, creating module, golden rule, architecture, test catalog, test RPC. I'm going to take our core. I'm gonna take our character. Damn, that is a fat module. Compared to the rest? God damn! It's fat as fuck! I'm gonna save this. Let's take our schema. Just so you can see like the different migrations we have. This is already fat as fuck. So in cursor, because O3 is so cheap in the API now, include full folder context. Let's just do this. Let's just put the entire module thing in. I'm gonna paste in my logs. And then, right, maybe like I'll paste in my, do we need even the context of the character? Maybe. Let's just take the character module and be like, please fix. So first I'm gonna say to please create a high-level overview explaining what's wrong with our character system. Right, so it's like we have type errors like location repo not found. You know, type errors like declared values never being read. Right, we also have a property session type errors in rotor like type session does not exist. I assume that's both of them. Oh, this is character serve is being declared not read. Events ports work fine, is just like not being used. You know, I could get rid of these. Well, I don't want to get rid of those because like they might be useful code. And like in the infra, in the AI infra, a bunch of types that say they're not being read just don't exist for some reason. Please give me a high-level overview of our character module and how to fix all the bugs within it. So let's be more specific. Give us a high-level overview of, let's focus on this crash first. Give us a high-level overview of our character module and why this server crash is happening when I try creating a world. Invalid type object undefined, Zod error. So that takes our entire module and that takes our entire character. Because usually what I was going to show you guys is my main combo is I take this and then I go to ChatGPT in the interface and then I talk, which is what I would usually do to save a lot of credits and money. But I forgot that O3 is 87% cheaper. Fuck, I gotta worry about. It's 87% cheaper, bro. That's insane. That unlocks so much more. I gotta like unbrick my mind and realize that change. It's just so good. Guys, I'm really excited to like have this code. I'm very. This makes me happy. Yo, Boonut. Michael, check. This is the flow. I just want you to look at the flow. I'm gonna hide my camera. My chat. I just want you to observe the flow. We're gonna full screen this too. Just read. Just read and observe the flow. And let me know what you think. I hope I've given you enough time to read the flow. But that is the flow. So let's see what O3 Pro has to think about this. Try dark mode. Am I blind? Oh. You know, I'm a dark mode fan, but I really like white mode for this. Just because it's just like a whiteboard. Here, okay. I'm going to use the bathroom. Real quick. So I'm going to blast the music. Alright, chat prefers dark mode. Just because Sydney prefers dark mode. We'll keep it here. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Please don't leave me, guys. I'm lonely. Okay, guys, I'm back. Oh my god, you guys stayed. The music is ASMR, right? Alright, guys, let us see what the problem is. So, high-level diagnosis of the character module problems. If runtime crash through issue. Replace every color resembling this with this. Type level TS errors we're seeing. Okay, so let's do this Taskmaster style. So instead of using Taskmaster, let's use the strategy of Taskmaster. Okay. Break this down into actionable steps for an AI coding agent to tackle. Break this down into actionable steps for an AI coding agent to tackle. Make sure to be very specific with what files and lines we're editing. They do really good at following directions when given good directions. See how that works. So I'm gonna start sketching out just on the side. So as we're waiting for this prompt, I want to start working on. Sorry, I like light mode, so I'm gonna go back to light mode. So let's look into making the flows, right? So it looks something like this, or it would look something like this. So this is the flow. So let's name this. I don't want it so big. Oops. Oh, wait, it says it's done. Hold on. Okay, now implement the fixes for us one by one. So I'm just have this motherfucker fix everything for us. Should look like this. Okay, so in terms of the world gen flow, to make sure I have an understanding of my own code base. So this is how everything should react to each other. So new world generated, right? New world generated, then AI, new world generated, locations get made. All right, so a new world is generated, locations get made, then factions get made based off location, right? Then characters get made. All right, so then now we have three main details of the story. We have locations. So this entire thing, this is one. This is initialization. So, all right, when new world generate, location get made, factions get made, characters get made. And then, right, from here, so this is new world generated, locations get made, factions get made, characters get made. Now when it comes to the story beat, or the story arc, it looks something like this. So when we generate a new beat, generate new story, what happens is world module AI story gen creates 3 arcs. Creates the beginning, middle, and end. World module AI story gen. Generate new story. The story AI creates the beginning, middle, and end. So actually, let's keep this. So story AI generates the beginning, middle, and end. So generate new story. This is what happens. Actually, so I think we go higher up one. So we have locations. We have worlds. We have locations. We have factions. Then we have characters. Characters. These three. So let me take these. So you have characters. Locations. Characters. Locations, factions. All right, so from this line, how do I make more arrows? 5. This generates these 3. All right, and now we have a database of the locations. We have a database of the factions, and then we have a database of the characters. From this interaction, and then we also have like the world itself, right? So we have the world. And really the world is just the description. So it's just the world name and the description. But from this, these 3 things get made. Right now, we take the data. We take the data from each of these and combine it into what I would call the story AI system prompt. Story AI. Let's call it the story system prompt. Story AI system prompt. Now these 4 variables, right, get placed into the story AI system prompt. And then let's add red arrows pointing each of this. So this goes like that. This goes into that. This goes into that. And this goes into that. So all of these things go into the story AI system prompt. Let's link all of these together. So I'm gonna just link these to show that they are linked. So 6, 6, 6. Story AI system prompt. Now, when we generate a new story, like this is orange. So this story AI system prompt then gets fed into generating a new story. Which then creates the beginning, the middle, the end. I feel like there's a better way to do this. Maybe, yeah, this makes more sense. So all of this data gets fed into the story AI system prompt. So world, location, factions, characters get fed into the story AI system prompt, which then generates a new story. The story AI, whoa. Stop this. Delete that. The story AI creates the beginning, middle, and end. This is good. Wait, this visual is hitting. So world, locations, factions, characters, story AI system prompt, generate new story. The story AI creates the beginning, middle, and end. So this is like initialization. Big box around this. Let's add text saying initial world, and story creation. And how to make this fat. How to make it bigger. There you go. So now we have a new story. After this gets initialized. Wow, I love Excalibur, bro. Oh my god. So after that, can I make fat arrows too? How do I make like gigantic arrows? I guess I can't really. So after the initial world generation, so line it like that. Then we have the loop, the narrative loop. Narrative loop. Excalibur is goated. So we got initial world and story creation, narrative loop. Creates an arc. The beginning, middle, and end. Now, this is the fun part. When a story should have current story arc. A current story arc has beats. So we're gonna put it has beats. Like beat 1, beat 2, beats 14. So this is N, beat 1 is the beginning. And beat 2 is dynamically generated. So this is just a reference of how all of this get tied together. So these are our beats. This is the current story arc. All right, let's just link these together. So I'm gonna link them like this. First off, check out my system prompt. Just finish all of it, please. I'm just have this motherfucker run. So current story arc. Beat 1, beat 2. And then we have the current beats. So this is the current story arc. And then we're gonna move on to current beats. So there's 15 beats in a story. I don't really know how to draw this out, so I'm gonna just put like that leads to the current beat. Now, actually, wait, I got it. So the current beat. So, all right, bear with me. Hold on, we're cooking. So you have the current story arc. We have beat 1, beat 2, all the way to beat 14. Well, technically, this is beat 0. Beat 0. Beat 1, dynamically generated. Beat 14 is the end. You have the current beat, right? And the current beat could save world events. So this is where it gets really, really spicy. Because you have world events. So it'll actually be interesting to have like this. So current world events. So current beat has world events. Current beat is connected to world events. Why does something look wrong here? Maybe it should be under it. And this should be bigger. The current beat has world events that happen. So some example world events, right, are, if I make new text right here. Let's say that Character dies. Ooh, the diamond shape. Ooh. Okay, good call. I like the diamond shape. So you have some world events in this beat, right? Like, character dies. Shaq robs. Successfully robs. Let's put a... Shaq successfully robs the Grand Bank. Successfully robs the Federal Bank. This is like a pretty major story event. Say Boonut does not die. Boonut does not die. Boonut loses his donuts. I'd say this is minor. Sorry, Boonut. And then the king dies. Catastrophic. So in the current beat, this evolves. Yes, this is literally like master evolve fucking dungeon master right now. So you have the initial world and story creation, narrative loop. So the current story arc, we have beats. So we have beginning beat, beat 1, beat 14, but beats are dynamically generated. Now the current beat consists of world events that progress the story. So let's oh, what is this doing? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Just want a single straight line. I just want one stroke. So current story arc, B0, current beat, world events, Windowless Donuts, the king dies. You may do what you want. Wait, why'd you delete this file? What did he just delete? Why'd you delete this file? Wait. Why'd you just delete this fucking file? Oh, because he made one. Complete the full PRD. Resize the diamond a bit? Okay, hold on. So like bigger? I don't know. So let's say, all right, so current story arc B0, current beat has world events. Now let's say we want to, oh, smaller. Oh. Okay, let's do that. So current beat, right? Now let's say we want to progress the beat. So what gets added to world events? Literally any character action in game. So actually, we'll do this. Large. Any character actions in the game. Any actions in the game get saved as world events. All right, so this is kind of like the main. This is our main sauce. This is everything we fight for. Everything we're working on, working for. Any actions in the save. Any actions in the game get saved as world events. Now let's say you want to progress a narrative, right? Current story arc, current beat, world events, any actions in the game get saved as narratives. The way the system works is that when a beat progresses, so I'm gonna put actually this pretty much what I do. I'm lost. My brain farted. Current beats. Okay, let's see. You want to progress the story like this. So more be a. This is what happens. The box is giving me boundaries, so I'm gonna get rid of the box for now, so I can work freely. Okay, current story arc beats your current beat, your world events. Any action in the game gets saved as world events. Let's say you want to progress the story though, based off. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Stop. Stop it. Say this is one thing. Let's move this to the side. And then we have the narrative loop, which I want in green. So this is the current beat. Alright, is any actions in the game get saved as world events. Now let's say that we want to progress the story. Let's make this large. When we want to progress the story, we still have this database. So current beat, world events, progress story. It takes into account the current state of the world, locations, factions, and characters into the story AI system prompt. So current beat, world events, progress story. So not only is it world, locations, factions, characters, story AI system prompt, the story AI system prompt then progresses beat, progress XL, large, progresses story based on, my cursor working? Does this work? To be honest, I have no idea what it did. I wasn't paying attention. I'm so bad at like brain multitasking. Let's test if it worked. Story worlds, create new world, the matrix. Holy shit. No! We're so close. Wait. Handling world created event. So world was created, and then factions got made. And when the factions were made, for each faction created, an event bus emitted the faction.created topic, and then the characters module listened to generate the factions and generated faction characters. So it was already generating the faction characters. Created the factions. Each time it generates a faction, it generates the characters. But then it failed to generate character because we don't have the appearance description in the schema cache? What is this issue? Wait, we're so close, we're so close. Oh my god, it made a character. Oh my god, it made multiple characters. Oh, this is fucking sick. It just, hold on. I'm gonna paste in, this is the input. This is the output. This is the output. This is what our schema table. What is missing? What's the appearance? Did not generate that. So it generated the Archmage, his role as a leader, core beliefs, initial goals, backstory. Target role, professor. Target role, initial goals, core beliefs. Did it make the appearance? Wait. That's gonna be sick. That's gonna be so sick. That's gonna be so sick. I need my ASMR music back. Alright, bring up the adventure mix. Bring out the D&D combat mix. It's time to get serious. Okay. Alright, shit just got real. Shit just got real. We gotta lock in. We gotta lock the fuck in. So this is a new migration. Make a new one with this name. Okay. New file. We want this schema to the migration. This alters table of the SQL editor. There's a syntax error. Syntax error, please fix. Okay. Current beat world events. Any actions in the game get saved as world events. And then when we go to progress the story, not only are the current database info of the world locations and factions in, right? Can you not be so big back? Right, it's not only these, but it's also the world events. Why is this not as big as its peers? So the world events also go into the system prompt. So everything when it comes to AI is really all database management. All I'm doing here is I'm managing a database. So get rid of this. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Hold up. So you have the world. Right. And then you have locations. Then you have factions. And then you have characters. And then you have world events. These 5 things. This is all we take. All we take from here. It's gonna be so progress story, world, location, factions, character. These are. This is Excalibur. So these are the main. These are the main. These are the main. This is the database. These are database information. It's really just pulling it from the database. All right, so let's say that oh fuck, it got real with this fucking song. Right, so this is the database information. Let's say that you now want to progress a story, right? The story AI system prompt takes all of these details from the database. It takes the world, it takes location, it takes the factions, it takes the characters, it takes the world events. It progresses the story. The story AI system prompt then generates so now let's make it so big. So the story AI system prompt generates generates new beats. This is it. I don't have to make it so complicated. So literally just generates new beat. The story AI system prompt generates a new beat. Right? Which circles back to the current world arc. So I'm gonna just finish writing this, and this is where it's right. Current world arc, current beat, database information, progressive story. Gives context to system prompt. Right? Story AI system prompt generates new beat. When a new beat is generated, this is what happens. The locations. The locations. The characters. And the factions. I need to run that song back. That song gave me so much energy. Right? The locations. The characters. And the factions. Do this. So they're all listening. So they're all paying attention to when a new beat gets generated. And then these all react accordingly. All right. Reacts. How do I rotate you? I need you to be flipped. Reacts. 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 And that's basically, that is this flow. Right? And that's it. That's all this is. That's all this system is. You don't gotta make it mega complicated. Alright, and then this new beat gets taken to generates new beat. These all react. It's basically the flow. That is the narrative loop. Super simple. So current story arc, current beats. This is the database information. Takes world events. Gives context to the system prompt. The system prompt generates a new beat. Locations, factions, characters, and other modules react to it live. And then based on these three flows, goes back into the current story arc. We have a new beat, we have a new current beat with the world events, factions. Yes! That's the loop! That's it! It was so much nicer to visualize the system. It gets pretty overwhelming via just text. So. This is the narrative loop. These are the three main puzzle pieces. Yeah. These all. Let's finalize this with a. Yes. 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 This is scrumptious. This is scrumptious. This is scrumptious. Yes. This is it. That's it. That's the story engine SDK. That is very simple. Now that we actually like wrote it out loud. Code is simple. Code is very simple. It really is just a matter of alright, let's see if this works. Query has destruction. Story beats witnessed. Hold on. What is the schema of characters supposed to be in the first place? This is the character types. We have name, type, status, story role, personality traits, core beliefs, goals, fears, faction ID, home location ID, current location ID. We do have story beats witness, reputation tags, historical events, date of birth, date of death. We don't have no date thing. Appearance description, backstory, voice description. It's possible these are too complicated. Character status already exists. Hold on. He added the create characters. Strength. Okay. I lost my train of thought. I forgot where I was. But okay, that worked. We have characters. Characters have world ID link, location ID link, faction ID link, description, background, personality traits, motivations, relationships, memories, tags. Get updated at story role, status, type, appearance description. What the fuck is voice description? I don't even think we asked for voice description. Like, voice description is dumb. Drop, hold on. Drop voice description. I think that's stupid. Where'd my super base go? Where your clothes at? So location ID, faction ID, description, background, personality traits, motivation, relationship, memories, tags. Story role, status, character type, appearance description. It's already like a motivations and a memories. So you have like fears, story beats witnessed. Story beats witness is kind of base. Reputation tags, historical events. Yo. Okay. I need help figuring out what the fuck half of these designs are. Right? So the migration. This is a character module. I need help refining the character module. The table seems increasingly complex for no reason. I want it to be very simple at base. Alright, so I need less intense music. I like the mystical. I like the ASMR mystical music was kind of slapping, right? Okay. So, this is what I need. Let's mark what we like first. This is what I like so far of the characters column. 1. I like ID. Characters need a unique ID. Of course. Alright. ID. Characters need a unique ID. World ID they belong to is vital. Name of the character is important. Location ID they're currently at in the beat is important. Hello, I don't speak Russian. I hope you said something nice. Faction ID is location ID they're currently in at the beat is important. Faction ID is important. This can be null though. Not every NPC has to have a faction. Description. Description is important. Background is important. Personality traits are important. Like I like all this. Motivations are very important because that'll shape game actions. Relationships, I'm thinking the relationships should be in their own column, like their own table, because that could get messy, like faction relations. I think this should be its own characters relations table, as it could get messy and one character could have a lot of relations. Right? And then motivations, relations, memories, tags. I don't see the point of tags. Like tags don't really make sense to me. I assume your faction is some average calc of the total relationship. No, so faction is more a political stance. So when it comes to the hierarchy of the world, right? This is the where's the hierarchy of the world? Hold on. Well, that is somewhere. I don't know if I deleted it. But the hierarchy of the world, I'm taking like our world into account, is for the sake of story generations. It would be very interesting. If so, first we have the world, right? So we generate the world, and then we have the locations in the world, because a location, a good story needs good locations. What's important is that locations dynamically update based on the story. So new locations can get created, or locations can be destroyed based on the narrative. That's very important for our dynamic universe. Now, 2, factions is more politics in this. So you have like the Boo Kingdom is a faction. Enemy Trying to think of words. Like you could have monster factions. Like these are political relations in the world, political groups. They could also be guilds. It doesn't really matter. Like you have Democrats and you have Republicans. You have the United States. That's a faction. So factions are more so to like create a political aspect and element of the worlds. And then you have characters, which could be parts of factions. So like, especially very important in game, it's important for characters to know who they're affiliated with, know like keep actions aligned, etc. Characters could betray a faction, lead to another faction. But yeah, factions are more politics in the story engine. No, I'm trying to figure out, right? What's the story beat gets witnessed? I'll show you right now. So relationship, friendship, let's try this. It's going back. So memories, memory. Memory should be like its own thing. No dark mode on open pipe. Open pipe has fucking dark mode. Where? Am I blind? Anyways. So, like tags. Memories, let's get rid of right now. Tags. You don't need tags. Created, updated. Now I guess story role is important. So like character status is shit like what? Story role, major, minor, wildcard background. Yeah. Story role is important. Character status is important. What the fuck is ascended? Alive, deceased. Character status is important, but only alive or deceased. Nothing else matters. And then character type, player / NPC. Memory feels like it'd be a relationship between character and world events. Like what does each character remember about particular events based on if they are within eyesight of an event or if they are word of mouth informed of an event. Because I was thinking more memories are like a rag system. So when you talk to an NPC in the game, it's like, oh, like, can you tell me the lore of this? Or can you tell me about your memories? Like that gets saved. Okay, we'll say memories. Memories are important. Character status is important, but only alive or deceased. Nothing else matters. Character type of player / NPC is important. Appearance. Appearance is not important. That should go in description. Let's keep it simple for now. We could like overcomplicate this shit fucking later. Voice description. Voice description. No. Core beliefs. No. Goals. No. Fears. No. Now story beats witness. I like. Story beats witnessed. Yes. I like that. Reputation tags. No. Historical events. No. Based on, so I'm gonna ask. So scripts, SRC. So based on like our docs, I don't want to get like too complicated with the docs. Based on our docs, please help us simplify the character module. Let's focus on schema. So this is 100k context. So I think Claude Opus could help us with this pretty well. I hope you could take 100k context. If not, what's the point? You actually could. I just want to simplify. I want to simplify the character module by a lot. Okay, looking at your requirements, I'll help simplify the character module schema. You're right, it has become overly complex. Let's focus, just a clearer, more focused approach. You have ID, world ID, name, type, NPC or player, status, alive or deceased, story role, major, minor, wildcard background. Location and faction. Yes, this is important. Core character info. The description, the background, the personality traits, and the motivations. Sure. No key motivations. Story tracking, memories, story beats, weakness, timestamps. Yes, this is much better. Character relations. ID, world ID, character ID, target character ID. Relationship type, sentiment. Ooh, so we could actually increase or decrease that with that status. So I like that a lot. We had 25 columns, bro. That's way too fucking much. Merge appearance and description. Remove unnecessary fields like core. Okay. So let's so this is a Claude Code task for sure. Okay. We're gonna refactor our character system to be much simpler. Please overlook our current module. Soft deletes. This means adding a deleted at and setting it to some date time when you want to delete a row. And you could sub view for live records, which simply adds deleted at null. Are you talking about for character death specifically? So we can show when they die. Gonna be interesting. Please overlook. Okay, we're gonna refactor current system to be much simpler. Please overlook your current module and how we can add this new database schema. I like the schema a lot. I like the new schema a lot. We need to ensure our AI prompts and tool calls for generating characters to this new schema. And you know what? On the side, I just want to know, explain in detail how my character system works. Just realized I was grabbing stuff from the old folder, but it was just documents, so it's not that big of a deal. World shared. Okay. Give me a high-level overview explaining how the character module works. Specifically, I want to know what events the module listens to, how the module reacts to those events, how the AI system works. So I think Claude Opus could do this, but I'm also curious on Google Gemini's take on this. Aren't you supposed to be deving on bolt.new? Yes, we're gonna dev the part 2 on bolt.new and the front end. But this back end is back-ending. And I got very frustrated with bolt.new at the beginning. So I plan on making a majority of my streams on Bolt for the front end development and making like this game master system. Hey, Random Dow, do you have any way to send docs of random framework or library to give context to 7? Yes, use context 7. This is literally your answer. Context 7 is an MCP server that gives up-to-date code docs for any prompts. So if you add the context 7 MCP, MCP into Cursor or into Claude Code, and you just tell Claude Code or Cursor, hey, use context 7 to get the latest up-to-date docs, it'll know how to use this tool and give it. Okay, you still get the tag for dev on bolt.new if you just do it partially on there. Yeah, as long as you build the project on Bolt, then you get the tag for dev on bolt.new. As long as it's hosted. So I'm trying to, we'll fine line. So instead the project has to be like started on or built majority on Bolt, but you're allowed to use other cursor editor, you're allowed to use other code editors or AI assistants. Just make sure that it has the bolt.new tag and builds on Bolt. So I'm gliding among those rules very lightly. Very, very lightly. I'm treading as carefully as I could. But at the end of the day, I just want to have fun. That's all I care about. So I'm making my like hard restriction. We do the front end. Like look at the front. Our front end is not fucking front ending, bro. This is like base fucking simple. So like I want to make the full front end on Bolt, display that on Bolt, make it look pretty on Bolt, have like a game experience that we dev on Bolt using our engine. You get me? UI is an illusion. It's all just databases. It's databases all the way down. So let's try this. Put that in here. Let's put that in here. Well, so yeah, I hope context 7 helps you, Shav, because that is exactly what you're looking for. And you know what? If we get disqualified from the hackathon, at least we have fun. At least I had a reason to build something I've always wanted to build. So I can't hate. Narrative loop. Story AI system prompt. NB locations, factions, characters. Yeah, I think what I might do is I might just host this SDK like completely on its own, and then make a product on Bolt, like make a game experience on Bolt of me using this SDK front end, or like me connected to the SDK, and then make like the 11 Labs Game Master experience on it, and like make that the demo. I think that is the way. Okay, so it listens to world beat created. So, okay. When a new faction is established, the module sees it to life with character generation. Characters react to changes in their environment. If a location is destroyed or abandoned, characters present are automatically handled. They may be relocated, evacuated to their home location, become missing, or have a percentage chance of being marked as diseased. World created. While the service listens to this, the main purpose is to set the stage. Initial character generation happens in response to the faction events that typically follow world creation. This is the most important trigger for character evolution. When a new story beat occurs, major characters witness the beat, adding it to their history. Goal evolution. The AI analyzes the beat and recent events to update the goals of major characters, abandoning old ones and creating new ones that fit the new narrative. If the beat description calls for it, the AI will automatically create new contextually relevant NPCs. I mean, it seems pretty simple in general. Character module overview. The character module is a sophisticated system that manages dynamic NPCs and characters within the story engine. Character actions, death, faction changes, major. So if a character dies in a beat, does the AI system know to update their status accordingly? Say a war breaks out. Civil war erupts between the north and the south. Major characters witness the beat. New military leaders' characters spawn if needed. Character goals update. Peaceful, survival focused. Relationship change. Former friends now enemies. Character created for new leaders. Character faction change as characters pick sides. World event log for major character decisions. No, the AI does not automatically parse story beats to update character death. The system currently lacks beat text parsing. Explain the refactor. Following the golden rule, we should have a design that has characters fully react to beats. Okay, reduce from 25 fields to 12 core fields. Focus on essentials: personality, motivation, description, background. Separate relationships, stable memory systems that is simplified, just a light disease, remove complexity. No goals, fears, beliefs, reputation tags, etc. Okay. In terms of the characters, listening to world stories and reacting to it, how would it work with this new factor? How should it work? I want characters. Because I don't really know what I'm asking for. Really, all that matters is that we can make new characters and people could talk with characters and like their status and relationship changes based on stuff. With a simplified character schema, the world story interaction should be more focused and cleaner. Here's how it should work. Can you give me just stop giving me code, bro? I don't want code. No code. I want the high level overview and design. Because we could get the code. We could do the code stuff later. I just want the high level overview. Everything is a prompt. The world is a prompt. Database is a prompt. My mind is a prompt. You're a prompt. Chat's a prompt. Everyone's a fucking prompt. Okay, characters not just passive entities, they're reactive agents that create emergent narratives through the responses to world events. The simplified system makes this clearer and more focused. World beat created. Character service analyzes beat. Filters by relevance, location, faction, role. AI evaluates character reactions, generate character actions, create new world events, add memories to characters. Characters don't react to every small event. They react to story beats, the meaningful narrative moments. This prevents noise. Secondary events. This might trigger character updates. Location status changed if it's their location. Faction collapsed if it's their faction. Other major character deaths if they had relationships. Not every character reacts to every beat. The system should filter by location proximity. Characters react strongly to events in the current location. Moderate reactions to events in the regions. Minimal/no reaction to distant events unless personally connected. Faction involvement. Strong reactions when their faction is mentioned. Moderate reactions to allied/enemy faction events. Background and awareness of mutual faction events. Major react to most significant events, create big responses. React to local faction events, create moderate. Unpredictable, might react to everything. AI analyzes each character's potential reaction based on personality traits, motivations, current context, types of character relations. Noble dies, allies seek revenge. His characters don't need complex internal states, personality traits, motivations, memories are enough to drive compelling. So the world beat system takes the characters and their reaction, takes their characters and their database stats into account. We use a golden rule of simplicity in this code base. I like this full system. Can you please design me a PRD overlooking this refactor with the simplified schema tables? The AI system in charge of characters. So should it work like this? So like the AI systems. I like this full system. Hold on. Just to clarify, can you give me more information about how it works? So when a new world beat is created, does every single character react to the beat, and that causes one AI prompt per character? Is one character in charge of the whole system? Like, how does that work specifically? How does it work now, and how should it work? See how this could be a banger. What does your page look like? It just looks like this right now. Factions. It's actually a pretty simple system. I'm very happy about it. Okay, how character beat reaction works and should work. Looking at the current code, the current system is actually quite smart and doesn't make an AI call per character. Oh, well, it's complementing our existing system. Well, you made it. So, world beat created, character react to beat. Update witness list of major characters. Check if beat mentions need for new characters. Spawn NPCs. AI batch evaluates goal changes for major characters only. Updated stored goals based on world context. Only tracks goal changes. Minor characters mostly ignored. No location-based filtering. Proposed simplified. Following the golden rule of simplicity. That's why we have the golden rule in there, boys. World be created. Story reaction service. New single orchestrator. Filter relevant characters by location, faction, role. Single AI call. How would these characters react? AI returns batch of reactions. Execute reactions. Emit world events for significant reactions. Ah. Instead of one prompt per character, use one prompt for all relevant characters. AI evaluates all of it in one call and returns a reaction set. Location-based, story role, faction-based. Okay. But I gave it my like full character and location module, right? Okay, so we're gonna take this. We're gonna do this. Cursor, GitHub, Docs, Designs. So these are our full docs. Yes, you don't need the procedural map gen though. And the location roles. So those are full docs. This is our core. I want every module. I want all this shared. The database is important. We don't need all the tests. It's fat. So let's take this. Let's take this. Let's take this. And we're gonna take this. Okay. I like this. I feel like it should be one AI call. I think it should work like this. Okay, because I'm thinking, right? We have two directions. We have one, this is suggesting that one AI, like batch, grabs all the relevant characters for a beat, but it's like, one, how do we grab what characters are relevant from a beat? We're just listening to the beats, no? The world beat is just a text prompt explaining the story progression. Okay, one. I'll have to show you the location module and faction module in a new prompt for you to understand how it works. But number two, importantly, is I really think that each character should dynamically respond on its own to the world beats. In the real world, right, we're not reacting in batches. We see what happens or live through what happens and each form our own experience. So I want you to do this. Return to me what the new schema of characters should look like. Run the explanation. Run the explanation of characters should be. So it really is, it's just react to world beat. That's all we want. All we want is react to world beat. Location, react to world beat. Factions, react to world beat. Return to me the new schema of characters should look like. Run the explanation. Characters should only react to the world. Characters should only react to the world beat. Yeah, location, world, everything should react to the world beat. They'll see when a world gets destroyed. I guess we could add the complexity of like, we'll add the complexity of location gets destroyed, act later. Every character should, in parallel, react to world beats, and an AI associated to each character should choose what gets updated, update their relations, act. Updating relations could be tricky here. So I'm not sure what to do. What's cooking, Dustpan? What's up, Shotty? How you doing? Flaring me on Twitch stream. I give you a kiss. Updating relations could be tricky here, so I'm not sure what to do. Can you give me a high-level design of this, please? And then what? After this, I publish this SDK and we get 12 days to fucking make a Game Master experience. And then every character from the SDK we could just roleplay and chat with, and the dialogue could be sent to the Game Master SDK as a world event thing. That might be plots. We're on track. We are on track. What did Pablo just tweet me in? The new meta for Wizards D&D play being built in real time. The upgrade 2025 AI version is making. It's all about the engine. Okay. So let's run up this final design. Since beats are just text, the AI must infer relevance from context. AI scans the beat for locations of my location name, my faction name, names of characters have relationships, keywords matching my motivations. No relevant scoring. No relevant scoring. The AI system is smart enough with just tool calls and context. I don't know why Opus loves doing this relevant scoring shit. It's so dumb. Each character gets their own AI evaluation with personal context. Individual reaction processing, reaction application. Memory formation is good though. Relation updates challenge. Relations are bidirectional, but reactions are individual. Yeah, none of this. So we keep the schema, right? So I'm gonna write this in like a for Claude code. For Claude code instance. So for Claude, you don't need no images, but instead we're going to new file for Claude.md. So I'm gonna write instructions for Claude. I'm gonna do like new character schema. New character schema. Individual character. Character reaction flow to world beats. So the schema stays the same. AI response. Or if no reaction, parallel processing, individual processing. Okay, I think the easiest thing, the deadline is June 30. I think after seeing this and getting the factions module to at least work, right? I think we do a redesign of the characters module because we know it works. It was just one prompt. We have more information of how we like it. We are going to redefine the character table to be simpler. We're going to redefine the character relationships. And we're going to keep the rule very simple. Characters react to world beats. The AI story system gets the full context of characters and the relationship status. It's going to be one smart AI system running the full generation of characters or of stories progressing. And I think we keep characters very simple. Make it so we have the personality, memories, all of that. That looks very doable. Character relationships doable. And then we'll just remake the character module to be simpler. So we don't want to get too, we got way too complex with this one. The locations are simple. Locations are just this. This is locations, right? Oops. How many matrices did I fucking make? Like, we have locations. Locations are very simple. Right? And then we have factions. Factions are very simple. And then characters should belong to factions. And then world events, world beats getting generated. So the AI system prompt takes into account world events. World events could be anything, usually player actions and things that happen in the game or things that the game master wants to add in. The AI gets information of the current world state, the current location state, the current faction state, the current character state, and the current world event state. Gives that to the story system prompt, which generates a new beat. Now, each of these modules should react individually based on only the output of the dynamic story gen. Based on the progression of this system, based on the progression of a new beat. So like in this case, we have the current first beat, right? An AI, each character reacts to the world beat individually. And we have an AI agent that chooses what to update. If anything, it could just choose not to do anything, but if something updates, then it updates that. So we'll take into account that. And I think that could be the character system simplified. And then after that, our SDK is done. I wouldn't want to make it any more complex than it already is because it's very good. And then we just progress. Keep the world state and the story just keeps progressing. And then I think RAG for memories could be actually pretty simple. I don't think it's going to be that complicated. So we're going to end stream there. Thank you guys so much for watching and attending. I will be back, this Friday, but Monday we'll do the stream. And I also might throw in some extra spawn streams since the hackathon is coming to a close. So I might do like a stream every day type of thing. Anyways, I'll announce it on Twitter. For you guys currently in my chat, please feel free to join the Vibe Coder Discord and learn AI with the growing community. I might stream tomorrow, Thursday. I might stream Saturday on the weekend, especially because the hackathon's coming to a close. So I might just like sprint this shit like every day at least for 2 hours to like finish this and like also get some content. So yeah, but anyways, that stream today. We had a good amount of viewers on Twitch.